Yo, what's going on everybody? My name is Dominic Pereira and I'm a personal trainer. So, on today's YouTube video, I'm going to be discussing 5 ways to make the normal pull-up harder. We're going to be discussing different leverage loads, adding weight, changing the amount of arms you're using. So, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is taking any momentum out of the pull-up. So, it's called a dead hang pull-up. Essentially, you're gonna start from hanging dead straight, your arms locked out, your elbows locked out. I went over this in how to do the perfect pull-up in one of my first videos I did, where you're gonna be starting dead hanging, raise the scapula, and then pulling up. Because what a lot of people do, they'll start from a dead hang, pull up here, and then start wrapping out like that. That is not how you do a pull-up. It won't give you enough stimulus to develop it back and make it stronger. That's why when you lock it out and take it any momentum away, you got to use more power to pull up. Right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to be doing is an L-sit. You can also do a knee raise while doing this. It's the same, but L-sit is more of the advanced progression to the knee raise. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to get an L-sit position on the pull-up bar, and then from there you're going to pull yourself up as you would a normal pull-up. This is a lot harder because now you put in a load further in front of you compared to having your body in a straight line. And so when you want to do this, you want to get your chin above the bar, same as a normal pull-up. But yeah, that's another way to make it a lot harder. So remember, when you're doing these exercises, your rep range won't be what it normally is. It's going to be normally less, even half potentially, depending on the movement you're doing. So for me, I can normally do about 10 to 12 pull-ups, but once I do the L-sit pull-up, rep range dropped to about 5-6, just because that different lever load, the leverage point of view, completely different. The weight is out in front of you instead of directly below you, so that's why that makes it so much harder than just a normal pull-up. Right, let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is the infamous one-arm pull-up. Now, I can't do it, but I'm going to show you variations to what you can do that will build you up to it, such as scapular single arm, scapular pull-ups. That's one of the variations to build up to the one-arm pull-up, but I'm going to show you more variations that simulate a one-arm pull-up, just slightly different. Okay, so the first movement we're going to do that simulates a one-arm pull-up is the negative one-arm pull-up. So this is when you do the movement as slowly as you can, because it hits all the same muscles, and on that eccentric movement, it's almost more beneficial to stimulate the muscle strength and muscle growth, compared to doing the concentric movement, which is the movement going up. So I can't pull myself up, but I can control my movement down. So that's one of the ways that I can improve the one-arm pull-up strength for me. The next thing you can do is banded one-arm pull-ups. So this, you hold the band wherever you need to. The lower down the band, the harder the pull-up becomes. The higher up the band, the easier it becomes. So I'm gonna hold it up fairly high, and then from here, you're just gonna go through the movement of the one-arm pull-up, using the other arm to help you. But since it's a band, it stretches, thus more emphasis on the one side. Okay, so another way to make pull-ups a lot harder on yourself is to do them as explosively as possible. So you want to go from that dead hang position, and then you want to use as much force as you can and get as high as you can on the bar. So you can do keeping ones when you understand how it works on using the motion and goal orientated, like what you want to use it for. So if you learn a muscle up, learn the Kevin one will generate power, but this you want to use as much raw power as possible. So basically, you're hanging on the bar, dead hang, and from here, you want to pull as high as you can. So once again, so I'm pulling all the way up to lower ribs, just under my sternum. So that's raw power. I'm not using any momentum, and I'm just pulling up as high as I can. So from here, no momentum, dead hang position. Once again, like to my ribs. The rep range will drop. So I've done 4. First 2 are here, third one was here, the fourth one was about sternum, mid sternum. So the rep range will drop, but if you do this for, let's say, 2 to 3 reps, so if I do this 2 to 3 reps with a 5-minute break in between, then I can get a lot of raw power generated. Right, let's move on to the last one. Okay, so now the last thing you need to do, or to make pull-ups a lot harder, it's probably one of the most simplest ones. Just add weight to yourself. I have a kettlebell here and some resistance bands. So I just put my heaviest one on the kettlebell. You guys can get like those chain belts, which are better for this. Like that's what they're designed for. But this works if this is all you have. Another alternative is you can get an extremely heavy weight, put your resistance band under the weight, and then the band will be basically pulling you down as you pulling yourself up. So, yeah, so here, you're just going to be dead hang once again. Pulling yourself up. You want to really control the movement, because you do have a weight that's trying to pull you down. If you hang in there and you just drop to a dead hang position, you're going to really mess up your shoulders. So on that eccentric, you really want to control that, or else you can end up with lifelong injuries that you didn't expect for the stupid reason of not controlling the movement. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys liked the video, subscribe to the video, hit the bell icon so you can get notifications from me, and comment for what you guys want to see next. Alright, hope you guys enjoy your day. Hey-ya.